Alright, what's up, Reddit? This is going to be kind of a one take little G303 review. Many people in the Mouse Review Discord see my name, G303 Shill, because this is hands down my favorite shape in the world. Nothing compares to it, and I figured I would give a review. A little bit of starters. 18 by 10 hand. My hands are interesting because I have crooked pinkies. And yes, that does kind of affect the way I grip a mouse. So my right side, it's really, especially on a mouse like the G303, because my pinky is kind of crooked, it kind of feels kind of funky. But again, this mouse is perfect, so it fits me perfect. Yes, this is the G303. This is the one I use. This one just doesn't have a cord. Figured I'd use this as a demonstration. I guess I'll start off with shape. It's got the weird diamond that everyone knows. It's got a nice little hump in the back. The hump fills your hand perfectly if you grip it correctly. If you try to palm it, this thing is dog shit. I'll be honest with you. Clicks are good. This is like the first or second mouse to come out with like the tension clicks from Logitech, and I've seen many people say it's the best. They're very light, very spammable. They're excellent clicks. My main one that I use has KLGMs on the mouse 1 and mouse 2 and the side buttons, and it is fantastic. I'll do a little sound test as opposed to an Omron. This one's stock. Scroll wheel. It's an optical scroll wheel. It's pretty good. It's not the best. Best scroll wheel I'd probably say is the Cone Pure. I'd give this one a C. It's a solid 7 out of 10. It gets the job done. It's the only complaints that I have is it's very smooth. If it had some texture into it, it'd be a lot nicer. Side buttons, they're good. They're in a good position for me. Easy to press. I use them in Destiny for my like melee and grenade. So they're nice. DPI button in the middle. Don't use it. Use it for like play and pause in Spotify. Play 400 DPI on basically everything, so I don't need it. I use it as a media key. Bottom, G303. This one doesn't have any skates. Like I said, this is just a spare I have, no cable. Just using it as a demonstration since my main one's down here. As you'll notice, I have lizard skins on the side, on only one side, because it just helped a little bit. This right side, sometimes after playing for a while, my hands would get sweaty and it kind of slip around, and this fixed that really easily. I had it on both sides, but it made the mouse feel a little bit too wide for me. So I took them off on the left, only on the right. It's perfect. Also, Tiger Arcs. If you have a G303, must have. Stock skates are horrible. Highly recommend the Tiger Arcs. Getting on performance, I suppose. Stock G303 comes with 20 million Omrons on mouse 1 and 2. Some random Huano switches on the side buttons. Feel nice. Sensor 3366, perfect. Some have sensor rattle. If you have a G303, you should be putting a paracord in it, and when you do that, you can easily fix the sensor rattle with like double-sided tape, or just putting something in between the sensor and the board so it doesn't rattle. This one shouldn't, because it's fixed. Like I said, 3366, flawless sensor. Tracks well, no tilt slam, nothing. The only thing about this mouse that I personally think could be improved on is the weight. If you've used the G303 for a while, you'll get used to it, and it's hard to notice it, but it's a very back-heavy mouse. The front half of it definitely has some heft to it, but this back half, it's hard to describe. It feels like almost all of the mouse is in the back, and it's hard to notice. Like I said, if you've been using the G303 for a while, you won't notice it. But I've switched from the G303 to an Air 58 for a few weeks, and I picked up my G303. I noticed it instantly. It's something I didn't notice before, but it's there. If the weight balance is better, it would be perfect. Also, I think it should be lighter. I've seen people say that the G303 weighs 88 grams to 90 grams, depending on how much cable. If this mouse was around 75 to 70 grams, it would be perfect. That is my only complaint with the G303 is the weight. Once you kind of get used to a lighter mouse, it's very nice. I use a Shidenkai, so I use a pretty fast pad. It's very fast, and the weight isn't a deal breaker for me. But like I said, I've gotten used to lighter mice. I used a Viper for a little bit, O- for a day or two, and I had a modded Phantom 58 that I used for a few weeks, and the lightweight is nice. It really is. And this mouse it's not a huge mouse. It's fairly small, but it's dense. It is a very dense mouse. And if they had like a hero version, the only improvement I think they should really make is make it a little bit lighter, and potentially the scroll wheel. Everything else on this mouse, it stood up great and it's perfect for me. But then again, I am a G303 shill. So I've used a lot of different stuff trying to find a replacement for this, and I always end up coming back to it. I've bought 4 or 5 of them, and I have 2 right now. I recently sold one because it just sat here. This is my second spare. This is my main. I imagine I'll be using this one for a while since it's modified with the GMs and the whatnot. I will say one thing. The modability of this mouse, the PCB, I've seen lots of stuff with the PCB because it's fairly small. I've seen people do G100 mods with it, but actually modifying this mouse on its own, it's not really the easiest thing in the world. There is a user in the Our Mouse Review Discord who is currently working on a wireless mod for it. Should be done with that soon, and I imagine once that's out, the modability of this mouse will be greatly increased. But as of right now, there's absolutely nothing out there other than paracord, Tiger Arcs, and I've seen some people remove the sides for God knows why. I don't know why you would do that. You can't really grip it, but there's not much. It's kind of hopeless when it comes to modding, and that is partly, I guess, if you could mod it, you could decrease the weight, and that would make it even better. But this is kind of a short, ranty review on a G303. It's my favorite mouse. It fits my weird, crooked pinky hand. I don't know if you can see. Fits it perfectly. I absolutely love it. Logitech, please make a wireless one. Please. Hero 75 gram G303, please.